Call the office at 572-0383 or 572-0215. REV-UP St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
What's on my mind with the compliments of La Place Salazon, Lazarus Funeral Home, Susie's Variety, and Europa.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la KSP plein bon glow. C'est un pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, mais money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli meilleur pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Brand pump yo c'est Léo. Pump ça c'est un major. Ils vont tout bonnement. Tant si ten mois actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pump glo Léo ada pour les nerfs, joints et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
You are the guru of groceries. You have a heightened awareness for lower prices. You journey to find freshness and variety and quality brands. And you have an acquired taste for specialty items. You want to set a good example for your followers. And that's why your higher calling is Susie's Variety Store. 2 stores that beat the giants on pricing, variety, and quality. Susie's Variety, small store, big love. Located in Cantonment, Vieux Fort, and Bois d'Orange, Gros-Îlet. Telephone 458-4161.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
It's delicious.
La Place Salazon is the true home of quality meat and deli products, selected and priced to suit every palate and pocket. We sell all cuts of meat, poultry and fish, from tasty lamb necks and succulent pork chops to lean dolphin and juicy top round steaks. Our deli items include turkey, ham, bacon, pork sausages, meat patties, chicken nuggets, deli ham and eggs, so that breakfast or that party is a breeze. And for your added convenience, we sell restaurant essentials and grocery items. So where's your next meal coming from? La Place Salazon, of course. La Place Salazon, Castries, Gros-Îlet, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière.
It's delicious.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe. Welcome to another What's on My Mind for today, Friday, the 14th of November. Now we have a very special guest in studio today. Her name is Marlana Charles, and as I said earlier, and I said it a few times, so we ensure that we have at least the most listeners as possible and viewers as possible. She's the mother of a child with cerebral palsy. So Marlana, let me just say welcome to you. It's good to have you on
Good to
REV-UP.
be here.
I see we have another mother coming in here. so what is her name?
Her name is Lisa Jules.
Okay, Lisa.
And this
welcome.
is Riley. Riley has severe cerebral palsy. As you can see, she's worse off.
So Lisa, come a little closer to the little girl, if you don't mind. Yeah. Alrighty. So Marlana, while we're waiting for Lisa to settle down.
No problem.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your situation with your daughter who has cerebral palsy.
Yeah. So it's a long story. It's a long story. Before all this, before COVID-19, I was a businesswoman. I owned the very only woman in St. Lucia to run a garage.
A garage?
Yeah.
You're
the
kidding.
only woman. And it was going good. Everything was all right. Everything was good. But then COVID hit. And I had to give up that. And in COVID hitting, I fell pregnant with her. I felt pregnant with her. And unfortunately, we couldn't leave the island because doors were shut. Because I was specifically told by my very first OBGYN, if you want your twins to survive, you have to leave.
So you're pregnant with twins?
Right. Twins. And unfortunately...
So why did they say that to you? That if you want them to survive, you have to leave. Why did they say that?
I believe it's because the care here is not sufficient enough for people who have twins. I mean, there are people who are lucky enough.
Okay.
People are lucky enough to have the twins and they're good, they're okay. But to her, the OBGYN that I saw at Tapio, she said to me, please, if you want good results, go back to England and do it there. We tried, but the doors were locked.
So you couldn't leave St. Lucia?
We couldn't leave St. Lucia. We couldn't leave on time. So we said, okay, well, we can't leave. In God we trust. Let's see what he's going to do for us. And we got admitted into hospital 2 months before the 9 months. And, you know, when you have twins, you go through different issues. Either you have high blood pressure, or you have diabetes, or you have sometimes your cervix opens without you knowing. You know, all these things, something happens. So with me, it was the high blood pressure and the diabetes. But it was maintained, you know, it was maintained. Going into the hospital, believing that, okay, everything will be all right, they'll take care of me, and, you know, it's a brand new hospital, you know, people are caring, etc., etc. And into being in the hospital, you encounter a lot of unhappy nurses, a lot of unhappy doctors. And I'm not sure what that is about.
Probably stressed.
Most likely, because they do a lot. Now, you do get those that are really wonderful. You get those that are really caring and really understanding. I had some of those, but I also had the other set. You understand? So going into the hospital and being there, I was 30 weeks, and I was like, I felt something wrong, but I didn't know what it was. So my doctor came up to me and she saw the paperwork and she said, but I heard her say, but they're seeing she's underweight. One of the twins are underweight. They never told me. I just heard her say it. And I was like, I didn't bother myself with that. I didn't bother. But then I said to my husband, you know what? Let's step out. We're going to go to medical imaging. So they gave us the day. We stepped out, went to medical imaging. And the technician was brilliant. They were happy. They saw they thought it was Donnie, who was the other twin, that was the one moving. You know, and then we were happy. We seen her, she's moving, and yes, brilliant. And when he went to the next baby, his face just changed. The demeanor changed. And I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you silent? What is going on? What? When I looked up at the screen, I saw a dead baby. She wasn't moving. There was no heartbeat. There was nothing.
So you had 2 children?
2.
And while you carrying those children, one was already dead?
Was already dead. Only to find out, Andrew, that the hospital knew she was losing weight. And they told me nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I had to step out to find out that my child was dead inside of me. You understand? So I'm there in medical imaging. I don't think any person in medical imaging can forget me, because I lost it. I literally lost. I couldn't, you know, like when you're in a dream and you're dreaming, but you feel in reality. Every time I'm like, that's not happening. It's not real. But then the image comes back. And I start to faint. Literally, I was fainting. I couldn't breathe. I just felt like I was in a horror movie myself. How do I get out of it? To the point where ambulance had to come and get me out of the place to bring me back to the hospital.
So how long was the baby dead?
That we don't know. We were never told.
So you think that's the reason you said you were feeling strange?
I was feeling strange. I could not, normally with the two of them moving, you feel a lot. You feel a lot of movements. But it was just so subtle. Like I was feeling one. I felt different. It's a connection that mothers know.
So you were taken back to the hospital.
I was taken back to the hospital.
So now that you know you have a dead child inside of you, what happened at that point?
At that point, I had a lot of questions. I'm like, God, this is not happening. You're joking. This is not serious. This is not happening. No, it's not. But then the image keep coming back, and yes, it is.
And by the way, 2 girls?
2 girls. 2 girls. And they were in separate sacks, by the way. They weren't identical. They were non-identical. So I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? Then they took me out. I was in a room with a lot of ladies, and then they took me out, put me in my personal room because I just couldn't cope. You understand? I couldn't cope. And they came to me and they said to me, we're sorry, but, one is dead and the other one is dead. And then I said to them, but if you all knew, because I remembered hearing the doctor saying she's losing weight. How is the weight so low? But you never told me. I only heard you say it. So then she said to me, I said to them, what is happening? How do we go forward? What do we do now?
Good question.
That one is dead, one is alive. What are we doing? Why didn't you all intervene before? You see she was losing weight. Why didn't you all do something? And I quote, Andre, we do not intervene unless you're 34 weeks and above. I was 30 weeks. And I said to her, but that's not true because I've known children to be born 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. There are children who are born that time.
So when you say intervene, what does that mean?
Take them out.
Oh, okay.
If you knew they were not doing well or one wasn't doing well, take them out and give them a chance of survival on the outside. But apparently, no. 34 weeks and above, that's what I was told. Then I said to her, well, if that is the case, what are we doing now? There's a dead one and there's a live one. What are we doing? She said to me, they're going to give Chardonnay a chance to survive, right? By leaving the dead baby inside me until I reach 34 weeks.
Wow.
Do you know what happens to a body when it dies?
Decay. So, and that's the only procedure? That's the only thing that they
That's
could have
the only
done?
thing they said to me. That's the only thing. But I was so caught up and wrapped up in my pain, I really did not fight. Probably I should have, but I didn't fight. I just took it in and I said, okay, fine, let's go, we're going. But every day till that 33 weeks, from that 30 weeks to that 33 weeks, I used to pray to God and said, you can do a miracle, Lord. You did Lazarus. Come on, you can do Donnie. Just wake her up. Wake her up for me. I prayed every day. It never happened. I literally asked the hospital for a second, third scan just to put my mind at ease.
But
then the technician told me, he told the doctors, the first time I did the scan, I was 29 weeks. They told the doctors that the baby was losing weight. The technician told me so.
So, sorry, did they explain to you why you had to keep the dead baby inside to save
Chardonnay? That was it. To give Chardonnay a better life, expand. So, to keep her. That's what they said, to give Chardonnay a chance to survive. But God had a different plan. I'm not saying that they didn't take care every single week. Blood was taken. My husband would come, collect it, go to Tapio, and they would test the blood for toxicities. But praise the Lord, nothing ever happened. But then God still had a different plan. When I was 33 weeks, they wanted 34. When I was 33 weeks, God said, no, I'm not putting my child through this anymore. And the baby who died Her sac broke.
Mm.
Now, just picture 3 weeks you're dead. Your flesh is rotting. You ever smell a dead body? Just imagine. Just imagine the smell that came off.
So, at that point, what, cesarean section?
Yes. I was rushed to the theater and they prepped me and everything, and they took the dead baby out first because obviously she's the one the water broke. I didn't see her. And then they took Chardonnay off and they brought Chardonnay for me to see.
You didn't see her, and is it that you never saw her?
I did. I did see her after that. After they took Chardonnay away, weighed her, etc., put me in recovery room. And to my left, when I turned, I saw my dead baby next to me. They wrapped her in a green cloth. And they put her on the bed next to me. And I knew it was her. And I wanted to shout and say, please come and take her, come and take her, come and take her. I can't do this. I can't, knowing that she's here. I can't do this. But I couldn't because of all, the pain of all the hurt. I didn't want her by me. You understand?
I understand.
But then, despite that, when they came to me, before we went to the room, they said, what do you want to do? Do you want to see her? Do you want to spend time with her? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then they wrapped her up. I gave them a clothes for her. They dressed her. And they brought Chardonnay. They brought Donny. They brought the two of them in. And do you know what rotting skin looks like? Just imagine you have your live baby. You understand? And then you have a dead one. You got to hold both of them because it's two you have. I did not take pictures of her because it was not a sight that I want to look at. I did not want to remember all the rotting skin and the skin falling off the face. It was a sight not to picturize,
So, what about Chardonnay now?
Oh, Chardonnay was joyous. We were happy for her. Chardonnay was normal. Brilliant. She weighed 7 pounds. She was normal. Normal white baby. She was brilliant. And we had no issues, when Donny came out, even before they were going to do the cesarean, I asked the hospital, please, can we get an autopsy done to know what was wrong, why she died? I begged Andre from the time I left the hospital. Imagine I stayed a week later because she ended up having jaundice. And all the time I'm in the hospital, I have one in NICU and I have one in the mortuary. I just couldn't. It was just back and forth with me mentally. And I've been begging the hospital, please, 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 can I get an autopsy? Let me know why my child died. They never did it. I left the hospital. I called every day. They never did it. Rambali came, took the body. When I came back to get Rambali to bury the child, Rambali's telling me there's no paperwork. The hospital gave them no paperwork. Calling Rambali, calling the hospital tell them send the body back. Brought the body back. Do you know how long they take to give me my child? 7 months. She stayed in a fridge for so long. When I got her, she fit in my hand like a doll. A black doll is what I got back. And the only way I could have known it was her, the fact that she and Chardonnay had their tongue sticking out. Both of them had that. They were sucking tongue. So her tongue was out, Chardonnay's tongue was out. So that's how I knew that was my baby when I was putting her to rest. I couldn't bury her. I cremated her.
So the autopsy was never done?
Never done. They gave me a letter stating that the reason why they couldn't do it because she's under 5 pounds. Obviously, she's been in the fridge for so long. You can't do an autopsy on a doll. You can't do autopsy at all. So I'm not expecting you to do it now. I asked for it when she was just out of the womb. But you telling me 7 months later you want to come and tell me you'll look at an autopsy for me?
So let's talk about Chardonnay now. How did you find out now that Chardonnay has cerebral palsy?
Well, she was a year old when we realized 6 months to a year old, we realized she's not meeting her milestones. And her foot went in.
Explain to our listeners and viewers, what do you mean by milestones?
Milestones are when you see your child getting up and crawling and walking and talking and doing all these things at the age they're supposed to do it. We do understand that some children are late, some children are early, but Chardonnay was not hitting that goal at all. And the foot started, when she started to put up her body to walk, the foot started curving in and the bone sticking out. So we started getting worried.
Like a club foot?
Worse than a club foot. Because with the club foot, you're okay, it's in, but her bone was literally sticking out on the side where you have the ankle. So we took her to the doctor, and the doctor said, we're going to recommend you to child development because we believe she might have cerebral palsy.
Wow. So who's child development?
Child development is a place where they send you to get diagnosed with the different disabilities that your child could have.
That's
ADHD. It's here in St. Lucia, La Clery.
They provide therapy.
They provide,
speech therapy, different therapy for the children. That's what they provide.
Lovely set of people. Lovely set of people. They work with Chardonnay. They work with her. Until now, she's still going there. They work with her really well. But then we met the doctor and we met the physiotherapist, and they diagnosed Chardonnay with cerebral palsy.
How did you feel?
I call them liars, boldface. I say, you're lying. I went home arguing all the way from La Clery to Bossejou. I was quarreling. I said, what happened to those people? Who the hell are they to come and tell me my child have this, my child have that? I was in denial. I stayed a whole year in denial. I didn't want to accept it because I was ignorant to the information.
I was just about to ask you, do you know what it is? Or at least at the time?
At the time, I had an idea that it was a disability. I had an idea that these are children that don't normally move. But I was still ignorant to a lot of the information. That is not my field about disability. And I denied it a whole year. I blamed myself a whole year. And to surprisingly though, when we went the first time to child development, about a week later or so, a nurse called. I'm like, huh? Why am I getting a call from a nurse? What is this? What? She said to me, I'm so sorry about your situation. I said, what situation? What are you talking about? She said to me, if I tell you what happened, the toxinities from dawning affected.
Wow.
And she had to step out of her comfort zone to tell me that in confidence. But none of my doctors or the nurses at the hospital could speak to me.
So tell us then about cerebral palsy. What exactly is that? Is that different from the other issues that young children
It
have?
is. It is one of the most severe disability there is. There's many levels to it. There is many different types. Like you can see Riley. If you look at Riley. See, Riley has cerebral palsy. Look at Chardonnay. Chardonnay has cerebral palsy. You see the difference?
Yes. And you said in her case, in Riley's case, it's extreme.
Extreme.
So what does that mean?
Riley's
You want to come a little closer to the microphone?
Riley's case, Riley has cerebral palsy. It's called pseudo-cerebral palsy level 5, which is the highest level, like the worst cerebral palsy. Riley does not just have cerebral palsy, she also has bulbar palsy. All that has to do with the brain some sort of brain damage, right? The brain, the nerves, the motor skills up there, something is not...
It's damaged.
Is damaged. So hence the reason why you get most of them not sitting up. Most of them, they don't speak, they don't talk. Some of them hardly move at all. It's like almost brain dead. But some of them can't communicate. There is something called communicating hydrocephalus, which is what Riley is diagnosed with as well, where there are forms in ways, like different ways where they communicate. Because Chardonnay will make one too little noise, where sometimes Riley may not be able to do so. But with Riley, there's noise that she makes, there's sounds that she does. You can tell, it's almost like she's telling you what she likes and what she doesn't like. With not being able to say it, but there's ways that they communicate. They communicate differently, very differently. Yeah.
So this condition is different to autism, right?
It is.
It is.
Completely different to autism, ADHD, mental illness, and there is Down syndrome. They're all different. But with the level, CP is the highest disability you can find.
And this is the situation of Riley, right?
Yes.
Riley's worse off because Riley's on a tube, a feeding tube.
Riley's tube fed because Riley was born at 29 weeks. 29 weeks is like almost 7 months, not full term. She's 3 months delayed from birth. So she was not developed. She was not a fully developed baby. And it's a lot when you have a child here with all of that the child goes through a lot. She's basically not supposed to be going through because she's supposed to be on the inside. But she's out before time and she's battling things she's not supposed to, because when a baby is like that, that baby is very high risk. That baby is exposed to bacteria. That baby is exposed to all kind of things, you know, bacteria, everything, you know. And it was a worse. It was bad.
So how old is Riley?
Riley is now 3 years old. And
Chardonnay is
5.
Is 5. Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
She's 3 years of age. You'll look at Riley and not see Riley's 3 years because she looks like a baby.
She does.
Because she's not growing like a normal 3-year-old. She's not doing what a normal 3-year-old will do.
Now, Marlana told me earlier that she's married.
Sure.
In fact, her husband was here with her earlier. He brought
Chardonnay.
upstairs. So, what about you? Do you have support from the father?
Her father, yes, we live together.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we live together.
So, tell me, both of you, what is it like, having to raise a child with those challenges?
It's really
because even under normal circumstances, it is very challenging.
Tiring, yeah?
It's very challenging.
But multiply that by 100.
It's that bad.
It is bad.
Especially if you don't really have the support
to do so.
Okay, explain support.
Right.
What does that mean?
For me, support is like everywhere I go, she goes. I cannot call on nobody to say, hey, can you watch Chardonnay? Let me go and do this, let me go and do that. No.
And why is that?
Because I don't have the support. And there is nobody around.
Sorry about that. And another thing, support for me, likewise what she's saying, the same thing. But with Riley's condition, I cannot leave Riley with anybody because of what goes on with her.
She can die and choke on her spit, on her own saliva.
Oh, saliva.
Yeah. My daughter chokes on her own saliva. It's called something rhinitis, aspiration rhinitis.
So you have to be literally checking on her.
Everywhere I go, my eyes have to be on her. If I feed her now, I cannot put my baby down because she will choke on the feed. It's bad. So I cannot leave her
with
for
anybody. I can't do the same either.
And if it's not somebody on the professional side, which it has to be a doctor, somebody that has experience, but not a normal person to see.
Now, Marlana said that she had a business, and basically you had to give that up.
Yep.
So what about you?
I work at Domino's in the Boulevard. I was working there full time. I've been with the company for a while now, but ever since I have had Riley, I've had to sacrifice work. I go to work maybe 3 days a week, as much as I can. But it's not something that I can do every day. And it's according to how my spouse work. That's the only way I can go to work.
So then he would be
home with her. And we only deal with the two of us in between. Riley father and myself alone. We manage between the two of us. That's how I'm able to go to work. Yeah.
So what's it like with you?
I can't work. I literally cannot work. Shadney is, the cerebral palsy she has is overactive. So
what does that mean?
Just imagine you have a child with a disability and then you have a child with normality. Put those two together and just figure out a toddler. Put those two together and imagine what you have. I cannot turn my back for 5 minutes because she will be going all over the place. And she doesn't know what danger is. No matter how I can proof the room for safety, she finds a way to do opposite to what I need her to do. So she's required to always be on her tummy to get her muscles going so she can move about. Because with them, you need to do physiotherapy with them on a constant basis. Because the muscles are stiff.
Yes, very spastic.
It's very spastic.
Like Riley, her bones are very hard. It's difficult, her hands are closed. It's difficult to get Riley to open her fingers. So she'll have them like that.
Yeah, she has it there right now.
As you can see, it's proof that the fingers, the crossing of her legs, you know, the opening of her arms and legs, it's really, really tight. Now, in the middle of that, Riley has seizures. She has seizures every single day. Every single day. And she has so many that I usually, I lost count. That's a lot.
So what do you do when she gets those seizures?
Before, I used to panic. But now because I was not educated on what seizures are and what was really going on with her. All this was new to me. I do not know. I'm a young parent. Finding out that my child is being born that way, I know it was going to be difficult from the moment I saw her. I know this would have changed my life, you know. But when Riley sees, sometimes her body goes in a stiff mode, and sometimes it stays like that for a while, and I cannot get her to loose her body. It's very tight. There's different types of seizures. There's seizures where she will roll her eye, like she will beat it and then it will stop. Some of them where she will stretch her body, her arms, her legs. Some of them where she cannot breathe, where she chokes. And I'll literally hear she choking. But I have to put my ears very close because when she was born as well, Riley had no voice. Her vocal cords, none of these things was developed. That's why we are having issues with Riley swallowing. But all that comes under cerebral palsy. So they cannot use the third. It's not all of them, but some of them.
And I guess they can't speak either.
They cannot. No. You have to be a god for your children.
You basically have to be a doctor. For your child.
You become everything. You become a teacher. You become a doctor. You become a nurse. You become the physiotherapist. You become so many things that you don't even know. You don't have a profession for.
How do you sleep?
There's no such thing.
That's a good question.
There's no such thing.
I have to feed Riley every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
Remember, that's puree food. It's not normal food. It's puree
she cannot
food.
Eat solids. So everything I have to blend for her. I have to connect the connectors to the peg and then attach a syringe and allow it to flow down. Every 2 hours because a normal 3-year-old will chew and eat a certain amount, but with Riley, we cannot even feed her too much.
So any idea as to how many children have cerebral palsy in St. Lucia? And by extension, of course, how many parents are dealing with that situation?
We believe it's probably over 200. Much more than we know. But there is quite a lot of them that are even silent and ashamed. This is why we're coming to speak out. Because they keep quiet and nobody knows.
The most important thing is the stress that comes with taking care of these children. So you said that both of you saying you don't have
any
support. So explain what kind of support do you need? What is it that you'd like to happen?
What we would like to happen is the government to at least prioritize us. We are vulnerable. We are very, very vulnerable. And they don't put in place where I can say, Riley, listen, I can say, okay, we're going to work. Well, I can't work because of the back injuries I've had taking care of her. But we can't say we're going to put our child in a safe environment with professional people to take care of them so we can go out and work or go out and shop or go out and do the necessary things that we need to do.
So that doesn't exist in St. Lucia?
It doesn't exist. There's no safe place for our children. There is no safe place. There's no safe place for autism. We have parents who are complaining the same way. There's no safe place for children with ADHD. There's no safe place. There is not even a place where we can say the children with autism or the children with ADHD can get therapy because they need therapy. They cannot even get medications right for children with autism and ADHD. So why would they look at us and give us a place to put our children for safety? But everywhere else has a facility for normalism. But there's nothing in place for us.
So there's no association that you're affiliated with or anything who can make a case for you with the government?
That is a question. We don't even want to touch that story.com because there is nothing. There is nothing. Basically, when we go to the government, like we would literally go and trouble them to get food vouchers or Pampers or something to help us out with our situation. The workers will literally tell you, my girl, form an association, form a organization and fight for your children because the government, and I quote, do not care. And I quote, that is governmental workers telling us those things.
That's not nice.
Just imagine that. So, Andrea, we've done that.
When I say that's not nice, I
It's
mean
not nice.
for a government worker to be saying something like that. That's not nice. Tell us, because now you have a forum. What would you like the government? By the way, since you're unemployed right now, do you receive any kind of assistance? Financial assistance, I mean.
We can talk about $200. If you say $200 is something that does, $200 we get on a grant, a disability grant.
That's $200 a month.
A month.
Well, I'm not on the grant.
Why not? Because
she's been
I've
trying
applied
to
for it more than once, and I've never received
Yep.
the grant.
Huh?
Once.
Yes, there are people that literally have.
There are other people who's never received, just like me, other parents.
How did you come to receive the grant then?
I trouble them. I irritate the bones out of Equity. They tired of me, though they give it to me, of course, because I was going down there all the time. Child Development was the one that saw my plight and said, you know what, this little money will, it's not a lot, but it might help. So they put forth the application for me. When they put forth, I stayed back, I relaxed. I said they'll get back to me. I see February, March, April, May, June. Nobody will say nothing. I say, you see that?
That's after you applied for the
That's
for the
after
grant?
I applied for it. I say, you see that? I going down there. And I made it my duty every week. The pain I went through carrying this child, you understand? Transportation is a must for us, but the only way is bus. And you cannot reach that
because
the bus drivers are very ignorant towards our children.
What does that mean?
Oh, Lord.
I've never had the experience.
She hasn't had the experience.
But I know the bus, putting a baby in like Riley on a bus, it's not the best thing for her. You know? The bus have germs, bacteria, and children can pick up anything. You know,
Yes.
anything, because it's airborne sometimes. So I cannot risk putting my child on a bus. And
So
going
how do
anywhere.
you get around it?
Sometimes I have to call a friend.
So you don't have a vehicle?
No.
And it's very paramount. It's very paramount. That as well. There's no catering for us on the bus system. I can't. You see my pushchair. If I go on the bus with that, I gotta pay a whole seat in order for me to go on a bus. You understand? Look, we went to the funeral recently there. A young lady named Roseanne. Her husband died. He's the sole breadwinner. She has a child with severe cerebral palsy, like Riley.
Oh my. A lady has a child with cerebral palsy
Her husband,
and her
just
husband,
died.
sole breadwinner, and he
Sole
passed.
breadwinner and passed away. And just imagine, government, nobody has been helping her. And now her plight is, what do I do now? There's nobody giving her money, no financial family, don't really.
That's serious.
It's serious.
That is very serious.
It is serious.
Because the person who was there, as you said,
As the sole breadwinner,
is not there.
he's dead.
And she's not on this
No.
$200 assistance program?
No.
The least I got was a phone call saying that something about a list. So basically, I'm on a waiting list because what the young lady said that it's exhausted and basically I have to wait until they get space, and that was
But that doesn't warrant. They have to do their job. You getting your pay nicely, and we're depending on 200.
I'm just speculating. It may be in terms of what the budget that they have. I suspect that's what it is.
Well, if that's
So
the
in terms
budget
of
they have, they
space.
renew the cards. They renew the cards every 6 months, and they're always asking people who are on the disability or on the privilege to come and register. They have it on their page all the time. So I don't think it's the money. I don't think it's that they don't have the money. I think it's the care, the compassion of making sure we get that money. Because September, October, we weren't given September, we weren't given October. November came, and because of making a lot of noise, they paid September in November, and then October in November.
Wow.
So imagine the September, the October, there's nothing, you're not getting anything. What do you do? And normally we use these monies to get Pampers, which not even buying a box of Pampers for you.
$200, and you would want to buy it in bulk to make it last.
Yes, you need to, because our children depend on wearing Pampers. They cannot come out. Even children with autism, they wear Pampers too.
I'm going to ask a very difficult question. What's the life expectancy for a child with cerebral palsy?
Very good question.
For Riley, what did they tell you when Riley was she will not make it?
They were not even sure if she was going to be alive, if she was even going to make it. But Riley lived to see 3 years,
3 years.
and I'm very happy about that. We've very careful care for her, love, and just close eyes on Riley. But God is good that Riley is here, and she's living proof that she's a fighter.
Some of them even go to 35. We have one in the cerebral palsy group. She's 35. He's 35, and there's one that's 32. And then imagine these mothers have never been on those grants for all those years. They've filled out the form, they've done the process, never got a cent, never got a cent of help. Nothing from, unless you beat at them and beg them for things. Do you know there is a mom with cerebral palsy child, Nicole? Casey is her daughter. Do you know at this day and age somebody's living with a pit toilet, taking care of a child with cerebral palsy?
Wow.
Nicole has to carry Casey on her back. She's 32.
In the pit toilet. 32. And what does the child look like in terms of physical?
She has, well, if you look at her facially, you wouldn't know. But when you look at her body-wise and you see how her arms and her legs, and you realize she's different. Casey has cerebral palsy.
And she has to carry the child on her back.
On her back. There are some that their children don't even move. Could you imagine? There is one lady, lovely lady, and her son got sick. He's 34 years old. And she brought him to the hospital, to the clinic where they are in Bexar. And the professional looks at her and said, why don't you call a doctor to come to your house instead of bringing the child? Are you paying for it? We pay for everything. There's nothing free. Even if the card, you go to the hospital, the medications are not there, you have to pay.
It's called an exemption card where the child is exempted, right? So let's say Riley gets ill, I will go to the hospital. I will not pay for scans and stuff like that. I don't pay anything. The problem I have with the exemption card is that it's limited. As in, according to what she's diagnosed with at the time at hospital, when they give you the medication, half the time you don't get the medication at OKU. You can only use the exemption card
at governmental places.
So let's say Riley's medication, I have to go sometimes Tapio to get it, and I cannot get it.
And the medications
I cannot
are not
use
cheap.
the card to get it. I have to find the money where it is to get the medication for her, because the exemption card has it has a stipulation to it.
Yeah.
So, have you tried having an audience with the Minister with Responsibility for Disabilities?
Because that's impossible. We've tried calling, never happens. We've tried.
Who do you call?
Well, we call the office.
And what happens?
Apparently, they say he's busy, he's not there. He'll get back to you, and this and this and that. We went to SSDF. We went to National Council of Disabilities, and you get the same type of treatment. Like, nobody really cares. Nobody's moving for you. Nobody wants to hear your plight. It's like no matter where we go, it's like it's not a priority. It's not.
Slow.
This is why we've created our own organization, where we are going to look after people with disabilities. We're not classifying it to cerebral palsy. We're classifying it to those with disability, because every single child with a disability matters. Every single youth, every single adult, every single elderly with a disability matters. We get shunned away because our children can't do the things that normal people do. But they're human beings. You can see she's human. If I prick her, she'll bleed. The same way if I prick you, you'll bleed. She's a human being. You understand? We're going to start making the movement we're doing. We're going to start making people uncomfortable. You're going to accept our children whether you like it or not, because they're human beings. Chardonnay could have grown mentally if she got in a preschool to go to. There is none. I've called every single preschool in Grosley that I can get. Everybody has turned me away. Then they're telling me there's Donata, there is this, there. Yes, I know that, but with Donata, there's a long list.
A waiting list.
You have to wait. So maybe all next year after, she's going to get a space. What she do in the meantime? I had to turn to a teacher. I had to become a teacher. Because I cannot let her progress linger, because I have to wait.
Well, so what about the men in your lives? How are they handling?
I don't think they handle pretty well.
And that one day, I can tell you, some of the fathers are very frustrated.
They are. Just imagine if we are, what they're going through.
What they go through.
Why do you say that?
Because the way they react, sometimes the way they behave, and come on, if you're the mom
who gets frustrated,
and sometimes the fathers, and I'll be honest with you, I will not say like I'm okay leaving her with her dad, but I have to, because I need to make an honest living for myself. But I prefer my daughter in my eyes, in my arms,
24/7.
So basically, I'm still I don't feel safe all the time. You know, for me, nobody cannot do it better than me.
Than you.
Yes,
you know?
I understand.
Yes.
And the man with my husband, he has to work countless hours just to make ends meet. He works from 6 to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You mean from 6 in the evenings?
6 in the morning.
In the morning?
To 2 or 3 o'clock in the night.
And why is that?
Because there's no support. He has to make the monies. Even the business, the trade that he does, if you don't put in the work, the monies won't come in. So he works, and it's hard on the marriage. There are some men who are really good. They love, my husband loves Shani. She's his world. But he can't be there for her emotionally, physically. You understand? They can't be there because they do not know how to cope or deal with it. It's difficult. And I even think the men need therapy too. They need help too.
They need help too.
They need help to understand it too, as much as we do. You understand? But
have you tried reaching the Prime Minister?
No.
I tried reaching to him. I actually had a conversation with the Prime Minister. He saw Riley, and I went to him. I spoke with him. He heard me. He told me to get like her documents in order, because I'm trying to get Riley out of St. Lucia for 3 years now. To to see another doctor, like another option, you know, because I'm not okay with just this one thing they said to me. I want to see if I can get outside help for my daughter, you know. So I went to him, I spoke with him, he asked me to get my documents in order. So I'm in the process of doing that. But I've been trying to do that for a while now, to try to, and for me, with Riley's condition that is so bad, for me, she should not be here. She should not be in St. Lucia. There is not a platform here for her.
No.
When I need medical supplies, as in, where do I get these things? You know, where do I get
She has to be begging the hospital to
I have
give.
to be asking the health centers, and then can they give me? And these are not things you can use more than once, because after a while they're plastic. They can contaminate, you understand? She can get infection, which she has, you know. So I just feel like with a child like her, she should not be here.
Just basically children with disabilities. There is no platform.
What about your MP? Your MP?
My MP, he has. I will be honest. I would love to have a sit down with him personally. The time that we got to meet was brief. But once they heard the plight of Chardonnay, he offered to purchase the things that I need for her. And they have delivered on the bed. Because you need to have a specialized bed for a child like her, because she's very active. In her sleep, she's active. And not every day I wake up thinking, God, Lord, am I going to find my child dead today? Because she suffocated on something. So he has purchased a bed for her, which is brilliant. It felt good that somebody's reaching out now, but it's 5 years later. You understand? We wanted these help way before, and we've been knocking on doors way before.
So he certainly knows your plight.
He knows my plight now.
What about you, your MP? Have you tried reaching out?
My MP at the time, I'll be honest with you, I reached out to him. I went to him, been to his office, the former MP, been to his office, spoke to him, and when it was time for him to assist me, I did not get that support, unfortunately. I did not get the help from him.
But I'll be honest as well. I will mention his name, Kenson Kazime. His representative has come on board with our platform and said that he is going to help all of us. Even without being in his constituency, he will help. And we're holding him to his word that he will help every single mother with their plight.
Well, I know him personally, and I know if he says he'll do something, he will do it.
That's good.
Now, I have to end, not that I want to, because I wish I could take
know.
some calls and so, because I'm sure there are lots of people listening who are in the same situation.
Yep.
But we have Meet the Minister coming up in 5 minutes' time.
No problem.
So we'll have to wrap it up. Also, I will have to end the broadcast on Facebook, etc., because I know you have to get the children outside.
Yes.
So those of you who are watching, we'll just take a little break, all right, and come back to you for Meet the Minister. So, Lisa, I didn't get your last name, Lisa?
Jules.
Now, folks, the reason I didn't get her last name is because I didn't know she was going to be coming in.
Yeah.
So Lisa Jules,
yes,
thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today. And also say thank you as well, Marlana, because you reached out to me.
Yes.
And you were really persistent. You were really persistent.
We have to get it out there. We have to get the platforms to let people know we're coming. We're coming with our stories, with our experiences, to let St. Lucia know that we are standing up for disability.
And let me explain what I mean when I say you were persistent. I told Marlana that I will give her another time in the afternoon, with our female, with Kina. And she said, no, I want to be on your program.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, wow. I didn't realize that it was that so bad. Much. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I even took a little time before I really responded in the way I should have.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been What's on My Mind. Thank you for listening and thanks for viewing. Again, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Marlana.
Yes.
The program is brought to you the compliments of La Place Salazar, Lazarus Funeral Home, Susie's Variety, and Europa.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'es en pani pressure, moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me